But not all drugs are good drugs. Here we have a very dangerous thing going on. They knew what they were doing when they published this. This was published yesterday on CNN. This is yesterday on CNN. Why would they publish this on April 19th? Oh, so the people would wake up on April 20th, right? And then they would see anti-marijuana. Reefer Madness. It's 2022. At first glance, it looks like a single serving bag of Nerds Rope that your child may eat as a treat. But take a closer look! See the word medicated? And the small white box at the bottom that says 600 milligrams of THC? This is Sandy Lamott, who should be publicly mocked and shamed for this embarrassing article. This is someone who I definitely encourage lighthearted, mockery of. Medicated Nerds Rope Bites. Super potent formula. Like, this is a great package for medical use only. Warning, keep out of the reach of children and animals. So it has a big warning label. Right? But okay. Those 3 letters stand for tetrahydrocannabinol, the part of the marijuana plant that makes people high. Eating even a small fraction of that bag would overwhelm a child, said Danielle Ompad, associate professor of epidemiology at NYU School of Global Public Health and senior author of a new study investigating copycat packaging and cannabis sales. This study was published Tuesday in the journal Drug and Alcohol Dependence. Yo, these motherfuckers. I can't with this. Okay. Another candy package Ompad examined was nearly identical to the popular candy Gushers. The label says the bag contains 500 milligrams of tetrahydrocannabinol, while a look-alike bag of Doritos contains 600 milligrams. The resemblance to the brand name products is uncanny, she said. The Nerd Rope knockoffs I have personally seen look just like the licensed product. Ompad said the knockoff Doritos were shaped just like the real thing and had a crunch as well. Oh no, not the crunch! No! They had the crunch! Oh. Like, making the bag look identical, making the food look identical, that's one thing. But the bridge too far was making the crunch identical. How did they capture that unique tortilla chip crunch? Is it possible that they made the product out of tortilla chips? No! Eating 500 to 600 milligrams of THC would be a huge dose, even for an adult. I've done it. Trust me, I have done this before. I have eaten a whole bag of one of these motherfuckers. In fact, several times. I'm going to be honest with you. Several times. And so, I can tell you, huge dose, yeah. Anyway, if I ate that whole package, I would be miserable. People who are using edibles recreationally aren't typically eating more than 10 milligrams. I mean, if 10 milligrams get you high, more power to you, but okay. And then here's the caption. A child could easily mistake these copycat bags of edibles for the real candy and chips. Manufacturers are suing to get knockoffs to stop. I mean, that's one thing to sue over intellectual property, but like, that's not what the argument here is. Not, oh, we're doing this for intellectual property rights. That's not what they're doing, right? So, like, they're just doing it because the kids, my thing is, like, why can't adults enjoy candy? Like, the idea that kids can enjoy candy means adults can't enjoy candy anymore. I'm not allowed to look at a colorful package and enjoy fucking candy because I'm an adult. Why can't I enjoy my drugs that look like candy? Like, hello? I'm a goddamn adult. This is America, motherfucker. These goddamn fucking jackbooted thug fascists trying to steal my goddamn candy away from me. Bitch, motherfucker, I don't think so. A thorough examination finds no manufacturer listed on the copycat packaging, she said. However, empty bags mimicking dozens of major brands of snacks and candy can be purchased online in bulk, she said, making it easy for small businesses to join the marketplace. The reputable business people in cannabis do not engage in this kind of conduct, said Henry Rovenski, a legal counsel for the national cannabis industry. Oh yeah, this is the guy from the fucking goddamn industry. I can't. We would like to assist in stopping this. It's not good for anybody. It's good for me. Counterpoint, fuck you. How about that? It's good for me. I like it. Counterpoint, you don't like it? Don't buy it. Huh? Am I right, people? Many cannabis edibles companies are overstepping on marketing in an egregious way, putting customers at risk and infringing on the trademarks of well-known and trusted confectionery brands, said Christopher Ginsberger, the senior vice president of public affairs and communications for the National Confection. Like, they're just getting, they're interviewing, like, the people in charge of the goddamn industries. Like, this is like asking, oh, top tobacco industry executive, what's your opinion on marijuana? They're probably not going to like it. The association has established a set of guidelines for states considering deregulation of cannabis. We're focusing on making sure that the appropriate guidelines and policies are set for distinguishing cannabis-containing edibles from traditional confectionery. Like, I don't know what to tell you. If you're leaving your edibles around kids, that's your problem. Am I not allowed to have a Mike's Hard Lemonade? Because what if a kid sees lemonade? Oh, it's hard lemonade. Oh, what does that mean? It sounds like it's very tasty and yummy, so I'm not allowed to have Mike's Hard Lemonade anymore? Like, I just, like, what the fuck? This is like the nanny state. I mean, I know, I'm just indulging in this. Oh, we have lollipops. Manufacturers of, this is a long article, Jesus Christ. All right, let's just skip ahead. A growing problem. While anyone might mistake a copycat candy or chip with the real thing, young children are especially vulnerable, Ompad said, as they may be easily drawn to the brightly colored bags, often decorated with familiar cartoon characters. Once again, are adults not allowed to enjoy cartoons? I can't enjoy cartoons. I'm an adult. I pay tax. Well, sometimes I pay taxes. I can't enjoy a cartoon. I can't watch cartoons. I can't smoke weed and fucking eat, like, you know, the fancy soda pops that have alcohol. What about those wine coolers? You know, like the fucking, like the 98-cent wine coolers you get at the goddamn Dollar General, like the fucking pink colored liquid that it's got alcohol. Can I not have that? Because what if a kid saw that it was like juice? If a child ingests edibles, they can become, quote, very sick. They may have problems walking or sitting up and may have a hard time breathing. Like, first of all, yeah, I feel it. Sometimes I feel like I'm suffocating when I do drugs. I agree. And a kid, you know, would be very afraid of that, especially if they accidentally dose. But also, like, are they going to die? Like, I mean, like, is a kid going to die or are they just going to freak the fuck out? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a big difference between dying and freaking the fuck out. Right, like, if you're just freaking the fuck out, like, yeah, it sucks, it's a bad experience, you don't want to go through it, but you're not gonna die, right? So, a study published in the journal Pediatrics examined calls to regional poison control centers from 2017 to 19 and found that there were 4,172 cannabis exposure cases in the cannabis exposure. What happened? Well, I was exposed to cannabis. What? Cannabis exposure. This is like the fentanyl exposure. Like when the cops go in with those hazmat suits and they get washed off and they go through the car washes in the hazmat suit just to go through and touch like half a gram of fentanyl. Right? Like, what are you in? Like, how did, like, you wake up in the hospital, you're in like a fucking, like, you're in a room with like 20 people. They're all like, everyone's confused, right? You can't read. You feel hazy. The person sitting next to you, how did you get here? What happened? And then you're thinking to myself, oh, how did I get there? Oh, I was exposed to cannabis. Someone whipped out a joint and I immediately passed out. And then here I am. Like, what? Cannabis exposure. Like, just say that they ate weed. I mean, like, I don't know what to tell you. More than 70% of calls to U.S. poison control centers related to marijuana edibles in 2020, involving children under the age of 5. So 70, that's actually a shockingly large number. But again, is anyone dying? Like, it's one thing to freak out, you know? But is it actually life-altering? Are they going to die? A 3-year-old was admitted to the ICU. Cannabis candy looked identical to Nerd's rope. A month later, a preteen was hospitalized. Yeah, but what happened? Like, they went to the hospital. They probably got, like, some fucking, like, anti-anxiety med or something. They just chilled out. They maybe had an IV hookup or maybe just drank water in the hospital bed while, like, someone monitored them. And then they went home. Like, again, how many died? How many actually got injured at, like, you know, like... Oh, sour Skittles. I have never had the weed Skittles before. I gotta get those. I'm looking for the word death, injury. So here's the thing. If a younger child is exposed at home, it could mean adults were careless about leaving edibles lying around. That's the real important part. Anyway, this is hilarious. This is really funny. Also, I agree with the wasting times. Hot take, edibles are just a novelty. I'm all for eating weed, but you could just grind up a bit of decarboxylated bud and wash it down with some water. I make tinctures, personally. I think tinctures are a superior method of extraction. But yeah, I agree. But yeah, I remember when I first ate an entire bag of one of these. Because this was before I knew what 500 milligrams was. Hashtag weed stories. Let me hold up. Hashtag. So, you know, being first exposed to edibles, you know, I didn't know what a milligram was. I didn't know what 500 milligrams, like, how is that compared to a joint? I didn't ask any of these questions. So when I first had, like, I just, like, you know, I ate them like I would any candy that I get from, like, the, you know, CVS or whatever. I eat the whole bag immediately in one sitting. Really fast, like, within 30 seconds. So I was gone. I was in, like, a haze for, like, 30 hours. Like, it was crazy. I was gone. I was waking up, like, 12 hours later, like the light hurt my eyes. Like, I was like, it was great. It was great. But a side effect also was that, like, I couldn't cook anything. I mean, this is before I really knew how to cook, honestly. So I just, like, ordered pizza, and, like, going downstairs, because I lived upstairs at this time, to get the pizza, like, to answer the door, like, I was so afraid. Right, I was so afraid that, like, I was gonna take too long to get down there. Like, I was like going against the walls, like, oh, right. And I remember saying, 1 second, you know, like, I'm experiencing, like, my time perception, is just out of whack, right? So, and so, you know, I'm thinking it taking me like 5-10 minutes to get down there. I mean, it's probably only took me 20 seconds. But anyway, so I got the pizza, and I remember eating this. Now, this is, again, I want to remind you, this is like maybe 14-15 hours after I dosed. So I am still, like, I'm fucked still, like, 15 hours later. Because I dosed, like, played some games, watched, like, some stuff, and then fell asleep probably within 2-3 hours. Right, so then I woke up, and this is when all this is happening. And so I remember eating that pizza, and it was the most incredible pizza I've ever had in my life. It was, oh my God, it was an intense, otherworldly, spiritual experience, that goddamn pizza. Let me fucking tell you. Anyway, hashtag my weed story. I'm pro gushers. I am pro these. If you overdose, you freak out, you're not gonna die. You just, like, go take a nap, you know, Like, call in sick if you need to. Take a goddamn nap. You know, sleep it off. You'll be fine. Drink water. Sleep it off. It's all good. It happens, you know. But yeah, hashtag. Goddamn hashtags. We're posting cringe on the show.